This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And yet, with the COVID-19 restrictions, we have virtual meetings instead of face-to-face. Hopefully that'll change here soon. And we use Google Meets. If you need the access to Google Meets, you can get that on our website, www.w0tx.org. Or if you're on the mail list, you'll get an email that provides that information before each meeting. Our next meeting will be on July the 21st, and Elmer session is held at 6 p.m., just prior to our monthly meeting. And this session addresses any amateur radio questions that you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. And also every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when our monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communication for the Salvation Army, City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website address is www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. But again, with the limitations of COVID-19, we don't hold as many test sessions as we would normally like to. And finding an area that provides us with enough separation for those taking tests and reduce the number of opportunities for testing. But we're still performing testing or conducting testing, so you keep tuned to this net. We'll pass that information on as it becomes available, and also we maintain that information on our website. Also, some of the other local clubs will provide information as far as what their test times are as well. So if you check in here at this net each Sunday night, you need to try and find a place where you can test. Hopefully we can pass that information on to you. If you have other questions regarding VE testing, you can contact our VE team lead, Tom Kaszowski. His call is KC2CHE, and Tom's number is 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR serving as net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. All right, I'll take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy Independence Day. Hope everybody's got a good handle on the holiday and enjoying it. Certainly has some super weather, so great weather for fireworks, I guess. We sure got a lot of them. All right, before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PO repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are they visiting radio amateurs who'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call out. And next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now. I'll now take regular check-ins in groups. Please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin with the letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Whiskey 0, Bravo Kilo Sierra. This is Barb in Wheat Ridge. No traffic.
Kilo Alpha 5, Delta Kilo Sierra, Ken in Arvada.
Charles in Denver, no traffic. And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0BKS Barb, KA5 DKS Ken, and WD0CIV Charles. Might be a light night tonight. Let me make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now. All right, we'll move on down the alphabet. And radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J, Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
Alpha 0, Juliet Kilo. AA0JK, Fred Narvada. Good evening, no traffic.
November 0, Foxtrot Alpha Kilo, Rich Aurora, no traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. AA0JK Fred and N0FAK Rich. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes beginning letters F through J. Foxtrot through Juliet. Please call now.
Alpha Echo 0 Golf Quebec, AE0 GQ, Tom in Aurora.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. AE0GQ, Tom. Move on down the alphabet and radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sugar. Kevin, Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LEI, Larry Lakewood.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 KPS Kevin and K0 LAI Larry. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now. All right, next we'll do radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
W0TX Repeater.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stanton, Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John in Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. And WB2 SHR Stan and KE0RVC John. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now. And next will be radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall and Glendale.
Kilo Delta 0 Whiskey Papa Quebec, Tom in Aurora, no traffic.
And at Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall and KD0WPQ Tom. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now. All right, we'll open up the entire alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
November 0 Echo Yankee Zulu, Jim in South Jefferson County.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. N0EYZ Jim. And there'll be a chance for late check-ins a little later in the net. And at this time, well, our club president, Jerry Valhauer, is not on tonight. We'll have our vice president, Kevin Schmidt, K0KPS. Net is yours for the announcements.
Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. I hope you're all having a enjoyable and safe 4th of July. I won't make this too long because some of you may have family over, or you may be longing to see some of the fireworks here in just a little bit. Nothing new to bring up to the club tonight, other than the fact that if you mark your calendars for our next club meeting on the 21st of July, we're going to have a speaker that many of you probably have seen in CQ Magazine, Joe Eisenberg, Kilo 0, November Echo Bravo, who's going to talk about kit building. So that ought to be an informative club meeting. He certainly has done a good number of videos and club presentations throughout the country. So I guess we're somewhat honored to have him present to our club. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. So at this point in time, I want to thank Jim for taking the net. And back to you, Jim. This is K0KPS.
K0KPS is K02R. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate that. And I don't see anybody that indicated they had traffic when they checked in. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K02R Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now. All right, do we have any late check-ins? Please call now. Next weekend's contest and upcoming Hamfests. And as far as upcoming Hamfests, we don't have anything yet in the next couple of months on the calendar. Keep an eye on it, see what comes up. Hopefully here we'll start having some Hamfests that we can go to. And let's see, we'll go through and look at the contest for this coming weekend. And let's see, we got the IARU HF World Championship. That begins on July the 10th. At 1200 hour Zulu, goes through July 11th until 1200 hour Zulu. That is on 160 through 10 meters, and that's a CW and phone contest. And we have next the SKCC Weekend Sprintathon. That begins on July 10th at 1200 hour Zulu, goes through July 11th until 2359 hour Zulu. That's on 160 through 6 meters. That is a CW contest. And lastly, we have the QRP ARCI Summer Homebrew Sprint. That begins on July 11th at 2,000 hours Zulu, goes through July 11th until 2,300 hours Zulu. That's on 160 through 10 meters, and that's a CW contest. A couple other reminders. The High Noon Net, they meet daily at 12 noon with early check-ins beginning at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on the 40-meter band. And the Salvation Army Saturnet, they meet at 1500 hours Zulu. That's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. And they meet Monday through Saturday on a frequency of 14.265 megahertz, which is on the 20-meter band. And the Denver Radio Club maintains the following repeaters for use by all radio amateurs. 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, a 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, a 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, a 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset, and our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset. And our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM that requires a digital coded squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz bill tone, and a second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz bill tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with two different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to ensure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station W0TX, node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with a 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater on 449.775 is now C4 FM digital only repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz bill tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have the 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with the required 107.2 hertz bill tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. And I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support is greatly appreciated. I hope you all have a great week. 7-3. And tonight we had a total of 14 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club Net is now closed at 8:55, and the repeater is available for regular use. This is K0TR Net Control Station, and please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And it's K0TR. Have a safe hallway, and we'll be clear.